All right, we're about to get started, guys, here in just a minute. We're going to let some people jump on. We had some fun yesterday. Everybody's piling back in. Thank you guys for sharing the feed. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you, Trey, for sharing the feed, inviting your followers. Appreciate that, man. Eli Balaba Daba. Thank you for doing that. What's up, everybody? All right, so where can I watch part one? Part one's still up right now. You can watch it here on Periscope. You have maybe another hour or something like that. So that's it. We're going to get started here. Give me 10 more seconds to finish getting everything set up, and we're going to dive right in. Okay. All right. So, real quick, for those of you that are just jumping on, my name is Cody Sperber. I'm the CEO of Clever Investor. I want to welcome you to my Periscope feed. We've been having a lot of fun. I've been on Periscope since the very beginning of Periscope. I was one of the first people to get on, definitely the first educator, and been having a ton of fun ever since. And I can't believe what an amazing medium Periscope actually is. I get to hang out with you guys, really get to interact with you guys. It's a whole new form of being able to educate. And on today's scope, we're going to pick up where we left off from yesterday. And this whole entire week, we're going to be training up on how to make a bunch of money so that way we can set ourselves up for 2016 to be the best year financially we have ever had. Okay, and I've been doing real estate for 11 plus years. I make millions of dollars investing in real estate every single year, and teach a lot of good people just like you how to go from being good to great. And this scope's going to be no different. So you guys can see I have my little whiteboard behind me. If you guys need me to get out of the way every once in a while, I will. That way you guys can take a quick snap photo of it. And by the way, guys, just real quick, if anybody is negative on this scope, I'm going to snipe you. I do not allow negativity on any of my Periscopes. So please, if you're interested in making a bunch of money in real estate investing, I'm going to show you how to do it with little to no money down. Yesterday, we talked about this concept of what is wholesaling, what is rehabbing, what are the for-profit centers that a residential real estate investor, what are the main for-profit centers, and more importantly, which one should you focus on first, okay? And so we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. We kind of talked a lot about the myths involved in real estate investing. We talked about not needing a lot of money, cash, credit. We broke down this concept of what is wholesaling. And for those of you that missed that, I actually have a really good Periscope that I did back in the day up on my YouTube channel. You can find it at Clever Investor on YouTube. And it breaks down the whole entire wholesaling process. I also wrote a book for you guys. You can have it. It's at cleverinvestor.com/Periscope. You can download that book. It's basically a soup to nuts, front to back, start to finish, step-by-step guide on how to wholesale houses. And it's going to go over a lot of things that we talk about on these scopes, okay, for you, visual learners. All right, so let's dive on in. All right, you guys ready to get started? So today what I want to do, I want to break down basically the 6 main stages of being a real estate investor. And we're going to kind of dive in a little bit deeper. Yesterday was pretty high level, maybe a 500-foot overview. We're going to zoom down to maybe 100 feet or 50 feet. All right? And so behind me, you can see I have my whiteboard, and I have the first 3 stages written up here. All right? I'm going to go over all 6 stages, and then I'm going to dive into each one individually. All right? So pretty much the 6 main stages are, the first stage is getting everything set up, all right? Especially when you're brand new, there's a right and a wrong way to set up your business. There's certain things that you want, certain things that you might like to have but you don't need. There's a lot of things that you're going to waste money and time trying to get set up that I thought I needed. And my philosophy has always been do more with less initially until you get a few deals under your belt. Find out if real estate investing is even for you, especially residential real estate investing. And if you do find out that it is for you, then go back and perfect your systems. Go back and build a business. Initially, just get out there and try and do a deal or two. Make some quick cash. Put some money in your pocket and think to yourself or come to that realization, hey, I really enjoy doing this. I want to do this as a career. So Stage 1 is setting up the business the right way. Stage number 2 is all about lead generation. If you want to go from doing no deals a month to 1 deal consistently a month, or from 1 to 5, it's all a factor of how many leads you generate. All right, each and every day, me and my team, we're writing offers, right? If we write offers every single day, let's say we write 20, 30, 40, 50 offers a day, we got to generate a lot of leads, right? That's the only way you can ramp up to doing 10, 15 deals a month, is if you write a lot of offers. In order to write a lot of offers, you got to generate a lot of leads. So it's a direct correlation. The more leads you generate, the more offers you can write, the more potential deals you can do, the more cash checks you're going to cash, more money you're going to make. All right? So stage number 2 is all about lead gen. We're going to go into that in a little bit of detail. Stage 3 is all about processing leads. All right? You generate the leads, whether you generate them from a real estate agent bringing you a deal from the MLS, or you're going directly to a motivated seller themselves. You have to understand the process of realizing whether it's a deal or a dud. All right, and once you realize if it's a deal or a dud, then you can decide how you want to move forward. And that leads us to stage number 4. Stage number 4 is more about what type of deal do you want to do. Based on the information you learn in stage number 3, which is you talking to sellers, finding out why they want to sell, what the situation with the property is, does it need repairs, where is it located, how big is it, you know, whether I'm going to wholesale it or rehab it or whatever, then you can make the, whether it needs a lot of rehab or not, then you can make the decision in stage 4 of what type of deal do you want to do. And we went over the 4 main types yesterday. Okay, do you guys remember those? All right, the first type was wholesaling. The second type is rehabbing. The third type is landlording. And the fourth type is all the types of creative real estate investing deals. Right? And I don't know why I did that. That kind of got creepy. I wish I wouldn't have done that. But, you know, you got these 4 types of deals. And when you get into stage number 4, you can make the decision, you know what, I need quick cash. I want to put money in my pocket as fast as humanly possible, so I'm going to wholesale. Or I'm going to rehab because I have the ability to take this property down. All right? That's stage 4. Stage 5 is figuring out how you're going to fund your deals. And stage 5 is all about funding. All right? And when there are lots of ways to use what's called OPM. Okay? You guys have probably heard of OPM. What does OPM stand for? Somebody's got to get it. What's OPM stand for? Other people's money. Good job. Good job, people. Boom. Yep, other people's money. So, you know, there's a lot of ways to use other people's money, okay? And there's probably like 6, 7, 8, 10 different ways to fund a real estate deal. You do not need your own money to do a real estate deal. All right, I'm going to really dive into exactly how that is done. But that's all stage number 5, is figuring out how you're going to fund your deals. All right? And then stage number 6 is pretty much closing deals and getting paid. All right? So when you're closing deals, there is a proper way to push a deal past the finish line and collect your money. There's also a proper way to prepare for the money that you're making or what to do with it. With taxes, okay? This is not tax-free unless you set it up at the beginning of the transaction to become a tax-free deal. So you have to prepare. Hey, 20% of my money, 25%, maybe 30, 35%. Unless you're in Cody Sperber's tax bracket, then it's half of your money goes away instantly. So you have to plan for that. All right, so those are the 6 main stages. Let's go into stage number 1 real quick, because I want to talk about exactly how to set up the business the right way. All right, here we go. Thank you guys for sharing. All right, so this is how it's going to work. All right, stage number 1 is all about setting up your business the right way. Now, go back 11 plus years ago. Cody Sperber's brand new. Okay, I look like I'm 13 years old. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm totally out of my element. I didn't have a suit on. I had big baggy shorts and flip-flops and a t-shirt that had holes in it. I had no money to my name. I didn't know what I didn't know. But I had this perception of what being a real estate investor was all about. I pictured boats and cars and airplanes and women and money and doing everything that I always dreamed of doing, right? That was the vision, right? It was like, oh, I'm going to get into real estate and I'm going to be a baller and I'm going to have, command respect and my parents are going to look at me like I actually succeeded in life. And I had all these visions, right? But I was totally scared to death. And I'm like this guy who, I'm real analytical, so I overanalyze everything. So the second I hit that fear, it was like, I got to pull back into my comfort zone. I have to get prepared, and I got to know everything. I got to get my paperwork ready. I got to build websites. I got to get my LLC set up. And oh God, I got to talk to a real estate attorney. And before I talk to a real estate attorney, I probably need to, go out there and take some courses and some classes, and everything has to be totally perfect. But otherwise, I'm never going to be able to do this. Who's going to take me seriously? I look like I'm 10 years old. This is never going to work for me. And all these self-limiting beliefs and doubts and stuff starts creeping in. And I froze. And it took months and months and months and months and months for me to get even in the game. I couldn't even tippy-toe into the game because I was so hesitant and I procrastinated on everything and I needed everything to be perfect. Okay? Does anybody on this scope feel the same way, maybe? I don't know. I bet a lot of people do. I bet there's a lot of people out there that are paralyzed with fear, using education, using something as an excuse or a crutch as to why they're not where they want to be. Look at your screen, people. You are not alone. Everybody's like that. I'm like that. Doesn't matter who you follow on Periscope that's killing it right now and driving around in their Rolls Royces and their Bentleys and showing you all kinds of cool stuff. Everybody starts off the exact same place. What I realized after I started doing some real estate deals was that I totally had this vision of what it was like, but the reality was like way over here. And I couldn't get to the reality until I got out of the education world. Okay? I had to transition from here to here. I had to open up my perspective, okay, by failing, by forcing myself into situations and screwing things up. Fortunately, I was able to get a really good mentor at some part in my process, which is like adding fuel into your gas tank and giving you some purpose and direction and some focus. All right, so having a good mentor is really vital. But the mentor wasn't going to do the deals for me. The mentor wasn't going to make the phone calls for me. The mentor wasn't going to tell me everything. He already knew everything. I needed to learn it. And so what I found is, even though I thought I had to have everything perfectly perfect, and the analogy he gave me one day was, Cody, you cannot wait. Let's say you want to do a really big cross-country road trip. You cannot wait sitting in your driveway and you're thinking about going all the way across the country, and you can't sit in your driveway and say to yourself, I'm going to wait until every single light turns green before I get going. Because that's never going to happen. There's never going to be a perfect time. You have to just go. Okay? And so I finally made the decision that I totally over-prepared. I totally over-analyzed. I did things and I wasted countless hours coming up with logos and business cards and leave-behind sheets and explaining who I was and what I did in blogging and internet marketing and all this stupid shit that I didn't even need to do. It didn't get me even 1 centimeter closer to making money. All it did was give me that comfort that I was doing something, but I wasn't actually doing anything of real value. Some of you guys on here could probably relate to that. So let's talk about what you do need, and this is the bare minimum. I just want to force you to get out there and do some deals, all right? So setting up the business. Do you need an LLC when you set up your business? What do you guys think? Do you have to have a company prior to getting out there and doing some real estate deals? Genuine, easy. Good job. He says depends. Not right away, no, not mandatory, yes. Here's the thing, everybody's right. It depends, okay? I started down the path of I started down the path of getting my LLC set up, and then they told me it's going to be 3 weeks before the thing publishes, and then you got to publish it in this record reporter thing a couple times, and so it's really not set up for like 3-4 weeks. And so I was like, oh well, shit, I'm just going to sit around and read and not do anything of any real value until my LLC set up. And what ends up happening is you're waiting around. Well, somebody else in your market is making money, a lot of it, and you're wasting time. And so you just got to get out there. It depends on the type of deal you're doing. If you're wholesaling, you can go ahead and do that in your personal name because you're in and out of a deal like this, and you're not going to actually own the real estate. Somebody else is going to buy the real estate from you. You're just going to make a quick assignment fee. So I wouldn't allow setting up a business to hold me back. Once I started doing the real estate and I actually started liking it and I was making traction, I was building relationships and I was generating leads and I was like realizing, hey, I'm going to make a lot of money doing this, I would absolutely set up an LLC, treat it as an S Corp, and talk to my accountant and my attorney about why I want to treat my LLC as an S Corp. All right? So, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're owning real estate as a rental, definitely you want to have an LLC. Okay, at a bare minimum. If you're just wholesaling, just run at it. Find out if you like the business. If you like the business, then set everything up. And I would give you different advice if you were one of my mentoring students, just because if you spend a lot of money to hire a mentor, then you're committed and you're doing it. So set up your business. You're going to want one anyway. I have an LLC set up that's treated as an S Corp for tax purposes, and I'm off to the races. I don't actually keep anything inside the LLC. Properties move in and out really, really fast. All I do is use it. And my recommendation, if you're going to set up an LLC, I made the mistake of going out and setting up an LLC that's like sell quick for cash, or the clever investor, or, I flip houses for money, or whatever. I would do something really vague and general. ABC Holding Company, Starwood Properties, something general. Because when you write a lot of offers, especially if you're writing offers on the MLS and it says, I steal houses, flip them, make big money, LLC, the real estate agents kind of look at that and go, I know the game, I know what you're doing. Not going to give you a big discount, right? So you want it something general and vague, all right? You also want to think about getting an LLC that has the available domain name associated with it. So if you are Starwood Properties, try to find something that has an available domain name. StarwoodProperties.com is available. That way you can set up your business email address to be Cody@StarwoodProperties.com, right? So now it's all associated with each other. Is that making sense? Cool. All right. So, it's pretty easy to go on to GoDaddy, find out, hey, what domains are available. Keep it general. Remember, your entity and your identity are two different things. My entity might be Starwood Properties, LLC, but I can have a domain name that's CodyBuysHouses.com. I can have a domain name that is SellQuickForCash.com. That's my online identity, right? But my entity, the reason you want a legal entity when you're doing a lot of transactions is to protect you if a deal goes sideways, and to give you the ability to mask or kind of give you a little bit of anonymity as to who you are and what your intentions with those properties are. So for instance, if I make a lot of offers and it's Starwood Properties LLC, then they go to StarwoodProperties.com and they see it's just a very vague general website that just says we invest in real estate, period. That's fine. If they land on that website and it sees I flip houses, I wholesale, I borrow money, I do this, I do that, they're going to start digging in. So a lot of times I separate my entity from my identity, and I have little DBAs, like doing business as Starwood Properties would be doing business as Sell Quick for Cash or Cody Buys Houses. All right? So your identity can be separated, and my identity can target a specific type of lead. So I can have CodyLensPrivateMoney.com, or whatever type of leads I'm trying to generate. You guys starting to understand what I'm talking about? So just disconnect the two, identity and entity, two totally different things. All right, what else do we need to set up our business the right way? Do we need to have a big fancy office? No. Do we need to have a flashy suit? Do we need to have a flashy suit? No. Okay. Do we need to have business cards? Yes. Good answer. Yes, you do. You got to have business cards. This is a relationship business. We're going to be networking a lot. Now, let me see. I don't know if I have any business cards in here. I think I don't have any on me right now. They're all the ones that I have are for a different company. My business cards are very specific. On the front, it basically says that I pay cash for houses. On the back, it's a referral pitch. Like, hey, if you're not interested right now in selling your house for cash, totally understand. But I would, and if you know somebody that is, and you refer them to me, I'll put some money in your pocket, or, you know, whatever. So it's a little bit of a referral pitch. All right? So you can decide how you want to set your business cards up. The goal is I always leave my phone number blank. I just have a line on my business cards because I want to actually write my phone number in there, or a message in there, or at least have 1 or 2 blank lines on my business card that I can write something on it, okay? When I hand out a business card, it's not just me walking up and saying, hey, here's my business card, give me a call, okay? I always want to build a personal relationship with them. I write something on there that will make them remember me. So I'm Cody the Clever Investor, or I'm Cody from Arizona, or I'm Cody the Rehab Guy. And I'll actually write that on my business card. That way they see it's handwritten, it's personal, and it's kind of attaches my name to something that we've talked about in that first initial conversation that will trigger their memory. Like, oh, you know, I talked to 500 people this month. That's the guy I remember talking to because he's Cody the Rehabber, or Cody the Wholesaler, or Cody from Arizona, or whatever it is. All right? Can someone explain DBA further? DBA just stands for doing business as, and it's really not that complicated. My legal entity could be Sell Quick for Cash LLC, and my online identity could be CodyBuysHouses.com, and then down at the bottom it can say CodyBuysHouses.com is a DBA of Sell Quick for Cash LLC. Okay, real simple. All right, so I just was sharing that with you because you can disconnect entity and identity. You can have a lot of online identities and only one entity. All right? All right. Do you need a phone system? What do you think about phones? Do you need to have a fancy phone system? You need to have a phone system. Not a fancy one, but you need to have a phone, right? You can use your cell phone. I do not recommend you using your cell phone when you're doing online marketing. You put your cell phone online, and trust me, I know, you put your cell phone online, it's out there forever. So at a bare minimum, mask your cell phone number by using Google Voice. At a bare minimum. Google Voice is free. It's easy to set up, takes a few minutes. All you need to do is set up a Gmail account and then set up a Google Voice account, and you're in the game. All right? I use a phone system called Better Voice, all right? What I like about Better Voice, it is a paid system, but it has dozens and dozens of different things that I can do that automate the process. So for instance, using Better Voice, I went out and I paid somebody on Fiverr, okay? If you've never heard of Fiverr, Fiverr is a great website, Fiverr.com, I think it is. I paid somebody $5 to leave a pre-recorded message for me that plays if they call for the very first time. So what's cool about Better Voice is whenever somebody calls, it's their first time. Better Voice recognizes that this is the first time this person has ever called, and it plays a certain recording for them. If that same phone number calls back a second time, it might play a different pre-recorded message. Or it might route the call to a different place. So it actually recognizes the phone. It also shoots out a text message to those people, letting them know whatever I want them to know. All right? So in other words, it's a system for marketers. A lot more things and bells and whistles that it can do. It also will text you with the user's phone number, their name that they pull from public records, and it'll also deposit the information right into my Podio account. We'll get to that here in a minute. Better Voice is pretty cool. It does cost money. All right, somebody asked better than Vumber. Vumber is a phone system that's really great if you're doing this virtually from out of the country. So if you're, say, in the UK and you want to wholesale and flip houses in America, you might want to check into Vumber. Okay, Vumber is very affordable, and it's great for personal assistants or virtual assistants that are answering your phones for you. Okay? Only in America. I used to use a phone system called RingCentral. I like RingCentral too. It's a great phone system. I got a great relationship with them. But, you know, Better Voice just had more features, so I switched to Better Voice. No other reason. I like RingCentral, I like Vumber, I like Better Voice, and I love Google Voice because it's free. All right? The moral of that is do not put out your personal cell phone number on your marketing unless you're just a glutton for punishment and you love having to get a new cell phone number issued to you every year. All right. What else? What about paperwork? What paperwork do you think that you need to get in the game? Do you think you need mountains and mountains of paperwork? All right, somebody said something. Contracts, I like that. Paperwork. So, you can literally, somebody asked, please speak on 1-800 versus local. I'll do that in a second. You can literally start your business with 2 contracts, and that's it. 1 purchase and sale agreement for your acquisition, and 1 assignment form. And you could be off to the races. 1 purchase and sale agreement for acquisition, and its specific contract. Acquisition is different than disposition. Acquisition is where you're acquiring the property, you're controlling it, you're putting it under contract. All the terms in the acquisition contract lean in your direction as the wholesaler or as the buyer, okay? Especially if they're off-market contracts, meaning you got them from me or from a real estate attorney. You want the terms to kind of lean in your direction, all right? You want them to be fair, but you want them to lean in your direction as much as possible. The assignment form is a little 1-page form, okay, that allows you to assign that contract, that purchase and sale agreement, onto somebody else. And with those 2 documents, you can get in the game and start making money as a real estate wholesaler. If you need another set of contracts, you can also get a disposition set of contracts, which is your purchase and sale agreement on the sell side. So you have a purchase and sale agreement on the buy side, you have a purchase and sale agreement on the sell side. On the sell side, those terms in that contract, once again, lean into your favor as the real estate investor. So we'll get into paperwork here tomorrow or some other time. Just know you don't need a lot of paperwork. You need 2 things. Here's what I would not do. I would not just go online and download some free contracts that you find online. Okay? You want good paperwork. You want good contracts. If you don't get them from me, go pay a real estate attorney to create you some contracts. All right? If you are using the standard Board of Realtor contracts, which is totally fine, just realize the standard Board of Realtor contracts don't have terms that lean in one direction or the other. They're right in the middle. They're designed to be as fair as humanly possible, which is cool, but then you need to have an addendum that goes along with it that positions you as the wholesaler to be able to wholesale the property, to be able to market the property, to be able to exit the contract without any penalties. In other words, an escape clause. There's things that you need to put into the addendum that don't come in the main contract. All right? Okay. We'll talk about contracts here in a minute. 1-800, we're going to go back to that person's question. 1-800 versus local. My experience has been You have two different choices when you're positioning a company, an investment company. You can position as a bigger than life investment firm, or you can be the little mom and pop investment company. I personally like, when you're first starting out, start as a little mom and pop style investment company, okay? That's why I created a website called CodyBuysHouses.com. I wanted it to feel very personable. I wanted people to feel like they can approach me. I wanted to feel local, so therefore I got a local phone number. Then, after I saturate my market with all my mom and pop style marketing, then I came to the exact same people and I hit them from Actis Investments or Sell Quick for Cash or one of my other companies that is a larger sounding investment firm. And we would come from the 1-800 cash now type of phone number. We would come from we're a big investment firm. We got deep pockets. We got, we buy lots of houses, we're on the Better Business Bureau, blah, blah, blah. So instead of mom and pop, we switched the message because some people resonate with the mom and pop, then we switched it up. Some people resonate with the bigger than life investment firm approach, right? Remember what I told you, you guys remember yesterday. Every day, what hat are you gonna put on? Marketing. That's right, you're going to put on your marketing hat. Wow. That's it. So you're going to put on your marketing hat and you're going to get to work. So sometimes you come from mom and pop, sometimes you come from bigger than life investment firm. All right? Cool. Where can I get these contracts? I have different courses that I have that we have the contracts available to you guys. They're the exact same contracts that I use. One is called the Fast Track Profit System. That's with me and Barbara Corcoran that I did that with from Shark Tank. And another one is called Your First Million. I did that with Josh Altman from $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. So you can find those if you go to realestatewebclass.com and yourfirstmillion.com. All right. So, all right, let's keep moving. What about setting up a business email address? What's the fastest way to set up a business email address for cheap? Okay, so we bought starwoodholdings.com. We set up a business LLC, Starwood Holdings LLC. Boom, you guys got it. Google. Okay, Google. You can get a Google business email address by signing up for Google Business Apps. Okay, so you could do that for free or cheap. I think it might cost a few bucks now. It used to be free. It's all you got to do is Google Business Apps. And if you bought your domain name from GoDaddy, it's really simple to connect your domain name, starwoodproperties.com, to your Google Business Apps, connect them together, and all of a sudden, within an hour, you have Cody at starwoodproperties.com. Cool? All right, so we got paperwork, we got our business set up, we don't have a fancy outfit, we don't really care about our outfit all that much, although I would recommend at least going down, getting one polo shirt and putting your logo on it, or just write Cash for Houses on it, get that stitched in there, that way you look professional when you show up. And my view is when I show up to an appointment to actually put a house under contract, I'd come with an iPad that has my in-home seller presentation. I got my business card. I got a little folder of any comps or things that I want to show the seller that's going to prove why I'm offering what I'm offering and support my cause. I'm going to have my polo shirt on. It's going to have my little Cody Buys Houses logo on it. Okay, I got the logo made at Fiverr.com for $5. I mean, I did not spend a lot of money on this stuff. All right? I probably set my whole business up for under $300. Okay, so now I had to pick a target area. When I pick a target area, I had to decide, do I want to do like low-end properties, mid-range properties, high-end properties? And instead of me using my personal like gut feeling, which I didn't really have one when I first started because I didn't know what I didn't know, Instead, I went around and I almost like surveyed a bunch of other real estate wholesalers and investors to find out where they're wanting to buy, what they're looking for, okay? And an easy thing to do would be go to your local real estate investing association, network with some people, ask them. You can call around to, you could just Google cash for houses companies on Google, backwards engineer their contact information, give them a call and say, hey, look, I'm a local investor. I find a lot of off-market deals. I'd like to bring them to you. What are you looking for? And they'll tell you what areas of town they're looking for. If you can get a hold of other wholesalers, okay, go on to Craigslist. Go to the real estate for sale by owner section. Put in the little search box terms that only wholesalers will use, like after repaired value, cash only, okay? And run a search, and it'll pull up all the property flyers and all the listings from other local wholesalers. And if there's wholesale activity going on, you can just get their phone number, call them up and say, hey, I'm another wholesaler in town, man. I want to work with you. I come across deals. I'm brand new. What are you guys looking for? What's the best areas of town I should be focusing on? Let's do some deals together. I want to make you some money. All right? The two contracts that you need are a purchase and sale agreement for your buy side, and you also want, at the bare minimum, an assignment form. It'd be nice to have your purchase and sale agreement for the sell side as well, because if you're doing a double close, you want that paperwork. But at a bare minimum, purchase sale agreement and an assignment form. All right. So I'm targeting an area. It's not what I want to buy. It's where all the investor activity is. So if my goal is to sell to landlords, I'm going to look for areas around town where a lot of landlord activity is going on. Maybe by the university. Maybe by the hospital. Okay? Maybe by, I don't know, any other, I don't know. Come up with some ideas. I mean, there's a lot of places that landlords would want to own properties. Lower price range type stuff. I can go to, gosection8.com or any other Section 8 website, and I can search around for where all the Section 8 landlords are renting properties, and I can call some of them up and ask them if they're looking for more deals. That might be a good idea. Okay? There's a lot of ways to find out where the landlords are doing things. How about rehabbers? Okay? How do we find out where the rehab activity is going on? Well, we can network at the local RIA and talk to rehabbers. We can go to our closing agent and ask them what rehabbers they're working with and try and network with them and find out where they're buying. We can just ask our real estate agent, okay, to run a search inside the MLS that is within, we'll just pick an area. Maybe it's like the city of Mesa or the city of Tempe, Arizona. And I want to see all the cash buyer activity inside the city of Tempe over the last 60 days or over the last 90 days. And they can run a search that says, I'm looking for all the houses that sold within the city of Tempe in the last 90 days where the financing type was cash. Okay? Somebody just throw out, what about just driving around? Boom, get out from behind a computer and go drive around. Look for distressed properties. Look for dumpsters. Look for, vacant and abandoned properties. All right? What's your take on LoopNet? LoopNet is for commercial, so we don't use LoopNet. All right. Not just knock a random door. You would drive around, look for properties that look like they've been kind of vacant or abandoned or distressed, and take a picture of the front of that house and write down the address. Come back to your house or your office, look up the tax records on that property, look for the owner's taxable mailing address, write a little handwritten note, okay, or create a flyer on your computer that says, is this your house? I'd like to buy it for cash. Give me a call. Mail merge the picture of the front of the house that you took, put it right on the flyer, and ship it over to the taxable mailing address of the owner of record. A week or two later, they call you up. Hey, you sent me a picture of my own house. You're like, yeah, I want to buy it. Let's do a deal. All right, now you're in the game. All right, but when you're building a target, you're looking for cash buyer activity. When you're targeting an area, it's not what you want, it's what the buyers in the area want. Talk to those local wholesalers, talk to the other landlords and rehabbers. You guys are going to be able to get in the game pretty easily, but don't overthink it, because when you're wholesaling, I sell war zone houses, I sell working class houses, I sell upper income houses, I sell mansions. It doesn't matter. I sell across the board. There's a buyer for everything as long as it's at the right price. All right, building relationships. And I got about 10 more minutes left in me, and we're going to do the rest of these tomorrow. When I was in Hawaii, unfortunately, I herniated. I have what's called inguinal herniation. I hurt myself boogie boarding, and it frickin' hurts. So whenever I get crazy, it hurts. Fortunately, I'm going to have to get surgery for it. So, pretty lame. That's what happens when you get old, ladies and gentlemen. You boogie board and hurt yourself. All right. So let's talk about building relationships. Let's talk about, thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm all right. I'm 37, by the way. All right. So building relationships is probably the most important part of your business. It starts starting today and it goes forever. You never stop. All right? Somebody said, you shouldn't be doing a lot of standing. I know, but I committed to you guys, and I'm a trooper and a champion, so I always hold my promises. All right, so we want to build relationships starting now forever. Agents, wholesalers, other real estate investors, cash buyers, okay, landlords, rehabbers, we're going to constantly be networking. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to get our little 30-second pitch down. It's very simple. It depends on who we're going for. Maybe we're going to build a cash buyers list, so we're talking to them like, hey, listen, my name's Cody. You know, I specialize in finding off-market properties that nobody else knows about. I like to serve them up on a silver platter for you. I go after the weird stuff, the stuff that nobody knows about, the stuff with, you know, lien issues. I clear up the lien issues. I bring them to you. We find quirky deals that are off the market, maybe got some fire damage, water damage, maybe a little bit of foundational issues, but that we can fix up right away. I find deals that, you know, the person has to move by Friday, and I got to move quickly. So, you know, when I get one of these deals locked up, I want to be able to bring them right to you. I'm only looking to work with 1 or 2 cash buyers. So if you're serious and you're buying a lot of deals, I want to be your guy that fills you up. And God, that did not come out right. I want to be your guy that brings you lots of great deals. Oh, fuck. Moving on. I want to be the guy that brings you lots of good deals that nobody else can bring you. All right? If I'm talking to other wholesalers, I'm going to talk to them about co-wholesaling deals with them. Talk about, you know, hey, I'm getting, you know, lots of these deals. I don't have a big cash buyers list. I want to be able to network with you, do some co-wholesale deals, get you paid. If I'm talking to hard money lenders, I'm going to talk to them and say, listen, I want to build a relationship with you. I sell a lot of wholesale deals to my cash buyers, and not all the time are they able to pay cash. A lot of times they leverage their cash and get financing. I want to bring my buyers to you, build a relationship with you, help you put your money on the streets, get you paid. In exchange, if you ever take back a property, you foreclose on somebody, you want to introduce me to somebody because you know that we're going to make a bunch of money together, please feel free to throw me your deals that are coming back to you and or introduce me to people. All right? Agents. These are the ones that you really got to understand how to build a relationship with them. So I'm going to end with this. What I do is I go on to Zillow, or if you have access to the MLS, go onto the MLS, and I tell the agents, I search for pending listings that have recently gone pending, and I call them up and I say, listen, I see that you have a listing that went pending. I'm a cash buyer. I'd like to write a backup offer. Can you tell me a little bit about this particular property and whether or not how stable you think the current buyer is? And I'd like to write a backup offer if this person backs out. My real intention is not to buy that property. That's just my gateway into the relationship. So I call every single real estate agent that has every single pending listing, and I tell them all the same thing. And I just let them know, hey, look, I'd like to write a backup offer on this deal. 99% of those deals go through. They don't fall out. Every once in a while, they'll call me back and say, hey, the deal fell out. What do you want to do? And then I'll write a cash offer and we'll do a deal. But really, what we want to do is start the conversation with them. Oh, okay, well, if that one doesn't work out, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you in 5 days or 7 days. I'm going to text you immediately after we hang up the phone. Is this your cell phone number? Oh, perfect. I'm going to text you as soon as I hang up the phone, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you all my contact information one more time, and I'll just follow up with you in a week or so, and if this thing falls out, let's do a deal. If not, maybe you get another deal that's coming online. You think of me first. I immediately hang up the phone. I send them a text message that says, hey, this is Cody from Arizona, or this is Cody the Clever Investor, or this is Cody the Rehabber. However, I wanted to anchor myself so they remember me. Here's my contact information. Give me a holler if this deal if the buyer backs out. A week later, I set a reminder on my phone to follow up, and I send another text message that says, hey, this is Cody the Clever Investor, or Cody the Rehabber, or Cody from Arizona, just following up. If that deal is going through, no problem. Good for you. I'm glad you earned hopefully you earned a great commission. What I'd like to do is start working with you. I buy a lot of properties. Is there any way you can call me if you get a pocket listing or a pre-listing? Okay? And I do this, and I follow up, and I follow up, and I follow up, and then if they start sending me properties, that's when I get engaged and I might take them to lunch. Okay? I do this across the board. I get agents bringing me deals all the time. I do probably 50 to 60% of my monthly deals from agents that bring me deals directly off the MLS. They're pocket listings. They have not hit the market yet, or they're never going to hit the market, or they're pre-listings and they haven't hit the market yet, and I get the inside scoop on them. All right? That's pretty much it. That's all you need. You just need to start networking. You need to get some basic paperwork. You need to do some basic things to set your business up, but you're pretty much in the game at this point. There's not a lot else that you need, okay? We'll talk about stage number 2 tomorrow, generating leads, okay? There's probably 5 or 6 different main ways that I want you guys focused on generating leads, all right? Generating leads is the fun part, in my opinion, because we're going to put on a marketing hat, we're going to get creative, we're going to have fun with it. Then we'll talk about, and we'll finish up tomorrow by talking about processing those leads, all right? If you guys got questions, I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to ask some questions. So if you got them, bring it real fast because I'm fading. This stuff, by the way, is so vitally important. If you're anybody over the age of 40 and you're looking at your retirement account right now, I guarantee you're saying to yourself, I wish I would have got into real estate a lot earlier. I need some rocket fuel to boost my savings, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get to where I need to be if I don't light the world on fire. Should your contracts have your business name in the document title? I don't know what that means, but I write my business name as the buyer of all of my properties on the contracts. And don't think that if you're young that you don't need to start planning for retirement now. It's vitally, vitally important that you start today. Anybody who's older will tell you, you got to start today. How do you keep your teeth so white? Brush them. When will the M7 be out? And one of these days, we're actually working on it right now. The M5 automated marketing machine is a software that we built, and we're redesigning the whole entire thing. We're going mobile. It's going to be sweet. FreedomSoft or M5, 2 totally different things. FreedomSoft is a total CRM. M5 paired with Podio is a total CRM. M5 by itself is just a marketing system. So I would do M5 Podio. Do you do mentoring? Yes, I do. And if you go to cleverinvestormentoring.com, you can check out what we got going on. What kind of cars do you own? Irrelevant, but Rolls-Royce Ghost and a BMW 750 Li and a Range Rover and a Denali. Thanks for asking. Buyer-seller contract and the you execute assignment? I don't understand the question. What's the most money you would spend on a house? The most money I've ever spent on a house is $5.5 million. What time tomorrow? I'm going to try and come in. I have a doctor's appointment for this herniation thing that I'm dealing with, so hopefully I can get in here by 1:30ish. Don't hold me to it. I made it happen today, but I got to make sure I take care of my doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm hoping by 1:30 I can get back on. What's your take on Uncle G? You know what? I think he talks a lot. I think he's smart. I love his book, 10X rule or whatever. Spot on. Do you work with Sean Terry? Yes, all the time. Please leave the scope up. Will do, buddy. Got your back. I need help setting up my M5. Cody, please reach out to customer service, and I will make sure that they take care of you. Let them know that you asked me on Periscope, and they'll make sure they help you get everything set up. Do you see yourself retiring anytime soon? I'd rather jump into an active volcano than retire at the moment. My brain is too active, and I'm too focused on building the empire. Do you guys set up Podio for the fast track buyers? No, we don't. That's only for our high-end mentoring students. Do you have 3-day trainings? I guess you're talking about in-person like events. And yeah, we got one coming up next August. It's our VIP Mastermind event in August here in Scottsdale, Arizona. You can go to our website, check out that. It's going to be massive. We're going to have probably 1,000 people there. Josh Altman's going to be there. Tony Robbins' business partner, Joseph McClendon III, is going to be there. It's going to be off the chain. And it's not really a seminar because we don't pitch anything. It's just training. It's what I'm doing here, but in person. Do you have an ebook for this material? Great question. Absolutely I do. Go to cleverinvestor.com/Periscope. Download the book, no strings attached, my gift to you, and it's going to help you out. It's going to pull together everything we're talking about on these scopes. Where's the event at? Scottsdale, Arizona. I don't remember where the hotel is at. Do you guys like today's scope? If you do, can you guys give me some hearts real fast? Show me a little love for a minute. The way I can see whether this resonated for you guys. Can I hold the BMW keys? Absolutely. Come get them. And yes, I'll leave this. I'll actually record this one and put it up on YouTube. Cool. All right. Thank you, guys. I got to go. Go to cleverinvestor.com/Periscope. Be here sometime similar to same time tomorrow. We're going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to be talking all week to set you guys up so 2016 is your best year ever. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Comb your hair.